Today is November 29th, 2025. This is Advanced English Composition, and this is for Fully Equipped Bible Institute, week number 7. And we will wait for some more people to join us.
Hello, Professor.
Good evening. How are you?
Greetings, Professor.
Hello. How are you? You good? Hopefully your network will stay on.
I'm okay, and how are you? I think my network is a bit jittery. I pray to.
That's okay. We'll wait a few more minutes.
Hello, Professor.
Hello.
I'm back. Sorry, my network seems to be going up and down, but I pray that it will remain connected. How are you?
I'm well, thank you very much. I'm hoping your
Okay.
network will stay on too, but if not, there's always the recording.
Yeah, the recording is very good, but live is always better, in my
Always better.
opinion.
Yep. So
Yeah, yeah.
true. Very true. Yep. Um, I really enjoy reading your writing.
And thank you so much for your feedback on my paper, on my essay.
Oh, you froze again. Uh-oh. We'll keep doing the best we can with this. We'll do the best we
Sorry,
can.
Professor. Sorry, you were saying something and I didn't get it. That's
I just
only.
I really enjoy your writing,
Oh, no.
and we'll do the best we can with this, even though live is better. At least we'll still have a recording. Yep. We'll wait a few more minutes for the other people. Hopefully soon. Just keep trying.
I'm back again.
Yep. Just keep
I
keep
hope this time
trying.
to,
It's worth it.
I hope, yeah, I hope it will steady up this time around.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, hopefully. We'll wait a few more minutes for other people and then we'll get started.
If I lose it.
Okay. Well, good evening, Marcelina.
We should say hello.
Hello. Right?
I I missed last week. Hey, that was something for me. But I'm happy I'm back
I'm happy
with
you're
you
back
guys.
too.
Mm. Is that hi, Walter?
His network keeps
Oh,
going in and out.
yeah, it's also systems are not working properly this side as well.
Hmm,
Mm. But,
interesting.
but anyway, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Just it's getting colder and colder as each day goes by and that's where it's probably only like 75, but that's cold for us.
I can imagine. I can imagine. But then, you guys must be a bit used to the cold, hey? Because since most of the year it's cold.
Well,
Well, you can't get used to it though.
it's hard to get used to it, but
Mm.
I don't mind snow for a little bit, but snow it doesn't happen where I live. It happens up
Uh,
north.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you should be okay then.
Hopefully,
At
yes.
least, yeah, because snow is also something else. When
Yes.
you have to sweep it and sometimes you can't even go out. Is that
No.
not so?
Oh, that's true. It's and then
Mm.
the snow piles up and the ice and it gets so cold.
Mm. Anyway, we having the rains on and off, but
Oof.
today was very, very hot.
Oh,
And, mm,
that does not make for very good weather with the rain and the heat.
yeah, they keep on fluctuating.
Mm,
So
yeah.
we used to it. That's our
Um,
that's what we go through.
yeah.
Mm.
Wow. Well, has your week been going well?
Yes, I had to there's um uh there's a I don't know what to call it, play or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're searching for a king that Celebration Center is doing,
Oh,
mostly to capture more souls.
nice.
And they had asked me to do some stuff, so I really got tied up in it. So that's
Oh,
why I couldn't even make it last week.
that's okay. I'm hoping that it will be really wonderful and lots of people will be saved.
Well, it started yesterday.
Oh,
Uh,
good.
the yeah, so yeah, everybody's so excited about it, and those people that went so far are just raving about it.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Mm.
Hello, prophetess. How are you?
I'm okay, Prof. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very good. We're just talking about how our week has been going and waiting for anybody else that's going to join us.
Okay, Lucky Mo, you said he's going to join later. He's on his way home from work.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you for letting me know.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope that play goes very well, Marcelina.
So far, it has gone very well.
Oh, good.
And so they're having it tonight and Sunday night.
Ah,
I
thank-
should be going to see it tomorrow night. So
Oh, good.
I Hi, prophetess.
Masrin, hi, how are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Ah, fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you. And how is Walter?
Hello, greetings, and how's everyone? I've been having serious connectivity problems. I've been coming in and out, so I hope this time I will be connected throughout. Otherwise, I'm well, and I pray that you guys are well and blessed.
Yeah, we are good. Good to hear from
Yeah,
you.
well and blessed as well.
That's good. Very, very good. Okay. So if Blessed is going to be late, that's okay. We can get started. Hopefully Juliet will join us this time again. But does anybody want to start us out in prayer? I can do that. Heavenly Father, thank you for your grace that meets us right where we are and your favor that goes before us. As we come before your throne of grace today, we ask for clear minds, steady hearts, and the wisdom to learn what we need to learn. Guide our thoughts, bless our efforts, and help us work with patience, understanding, and respect. Let this time be productive, peaceful, and covered by your presence. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
And amen.
So let me grab my pencil. Wherever that went. Okay. So last week we talked about multimodal writing, and that is just it's the kind of writing that combines text and images and other media to communicate ideas effectively. And so we are going to explore visual rhetoric. We're going to learn how to create infographics or include them, and adapt our writing for different media like videos, podcasts, presentations, mostly presentations for this assignment. And we'll focus on clarity, coherence, and style. Well, excuse me. Integrating all of the multiple modes of communication. And so I've got quite a bit to share with you. And again, anything that I share, I can send to you if that's helpful. Let's see. Okay, so first though, think about communication and beyond just words, because we use words in speaking, we use words in writing, but consider all the different ways that you see a message shared, not just with writing, but with pictures and videos, sounds and designs. Think about examples where combining these makes the message stronger or more interesting. It would be pretty boring to see like signs up that just had text. When there's pictures or colors, it makes it more interesting. Um, we are going to explore the power of images and design. So why do visuals matter? Think about the images, the colors, the layouts. They can change how you understand a message. What about considering different ways to present ideas? Which is what we're doing with this project that we're looking at. Think about a variety of formats people use to share information, like from short little videos online to podcasts that you might listen um, to presentations you see. Think about what makes each of them ways of sharing that are effective or unique. And just keeping your attention to notice things around you for examples of communication that use more than just words. Look at websites, social media, advertisements. If you're traveling, look at presentations you see. Think about why the creators chose to combine different elements and how it affects the message. And that will definitely be helpful as you think about our upcoming activities. Even with the live play, I'm sure that there are ways to get a message across without using words. Okay, so in your classroom, there's probably, I think I don't know if it's in the materials section or somewhere else. It's going to ask you to do a small activity, but we won't be turning it in. So the thing that I want you to concentrate on is the multimodal project. So it says choose one multimodal text like an infographic, a TED Talk, a podcast, and write a 300 to 400 word analysis. You don't need to do that. I want you to focus all of your energy on planning your multimodal project. And I will be explaining that the entire time today. Hopefully that will make more sense as time goes on. But that was kind of like an introduction to what we're going to be doing today. I am going to share as I do. If I can get this back up. Okay. So part of today we have me talking and droning on. And part of today we have watching or looking at some visuals. And then there is a video that I hope will make things easier with this project. And so let me remind you of anything that you write that you get back and it has marks on it. These are the ones that I prefer. That's just my preference. So if you see, oh, okay, come on. If you, it's having troubles. Put that down there. Any of these marks, that's basically what it means. And I believe I sent it to you already, but I will check. But it seems to be easier than the other one that that I sent that was kind of gray and it didn't really have a lot of the marks that I use. Okay, so that was a reminder. Okay, so we'll start out with the week 7 class discussion. Let's see. All right. It's just a little bit of what we're going to be discussing. The examples that I have coming up after this will go more in depth with a lot of these things, but this is going to be very good for your quiz taking. And just a reminder, try to keep up with your taking your quizzes so that you don't get too far behind. At right this second, I'm not sure who has done what quizzes, but I also want to let you know that if there are questions on there that repeat themselves, for example, this week on week 7, I believe it's number 5 and number 6 that repeat. Just choose the same answer again, and it'll be fine. If you ever get ever there's a mistake and it's the fault of the way the quiz was graded and it doesn't give you the score that you thought you earned, let's say that you got a 90 instead of a 100, I can override that, so don't panic. Sometimes the writer of the quizzes forgot something or it was coded wrong. The computer does that kind of stuff. So no worries on that. Just do the best you can. If you ever have any questions, let me know. Okay. So also there's could be true, false, could be fill in the blanks. Just use this class discussion to help you. So we have multimodal writing is writing that combines different modes of communication, such as text, images, audio, and video. Because it uses all of those because using multiple modes helps convey ideas more more effectively. It engages the audience and also allows the writer to communicate in ways that a single mode alone cannot. The following are modes in multimodal writing: text, images, audio, because each one offers a different way to communicate meaning, different way to capture attention and support the message more clearly than text alone. While text is great, we are visual people. Visual rhetoric in multimodal writing is the use of visual elements like images, layouts, and topography to communicate and persuade. Because visuals shape how readers interpret information, guide their attention, and create emotional impact in ways that words alone can't. It's the, excuse me, It's like the art of using visual elements like images, topography, and design to persuade and communicate ideas. So it's like the art of persuasion. And yeah. Um we there we go. Infographics are primarily used for presenting complex information visually and concisely because they make the data so much easier to understand at a glance. They highlight like key points quickly and help audiences remember information more effectively than long blocks of text. It's just we can remember pictures more than we can remember a bunch of words. Okay. Key elements of effective infographics include clear visuals, concise text, and logical data presentation. These features, they help the audience grasp the message quickly, and avoid confusion and follow the information in a smooth and intuitive way. That one's pretty easy. Writing for the web often requires shorter paragraphs, subheadings, bullet points, and visuals to enhance readability and scannability. Because when we're online, we skim or want information fast, and we engage it more easily when the content is organized and visually clear. That's why it's important that we don't make messy graphics, or we have infographics or pictures that help us. All right. Coherence in multimodal writing refers to the logical and effective combination of different modes to create a unified and understandable message. Because each mode needs to work together, not complete. So the audience can easily follow the ideas and grasp the overall point. It just works together well that way. Style in multimodal writing encompasses the overall tone, voice, visual design, and aesthetic choices that contribute to the project's impact and appeal. That is a long one. But that is because the elements shape how the audience feels and how they interpret the message and how memorable the final product becomes. We can picture in our head how something looked with pictures and graphics much more easily than we can remember an entire paragraph saying the same exact thing. Let's see. Examples of multimodal projects that effectively use audio include podcasts, public service announcements, and oral histories. Sometimes if you watch any project that talks about oral histories, they'll usually show pictures from the past, and they'll be speaking while it's being shown. And that is also much easier to remember than just reading a book or just looking at text. So those are all examples of what we're talking about this week. I think there's 9 questions. Well, there's 10, but 2 of them repeat, or one of them repeats, so it's on there twice. Hopefully that will be cleared up when you see it. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Roughly, what is the duration of, let's say, a short video that is not monotonous? What is there some kind of guideline? Whether it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes,
Oh
anything
gosh,
like that.
yeah. It's 3 to 5 minutes. It's not long at all. It doesn't have to be very long at all, especially if this is your first one or your first time doing it. That 3 to 5 minutes is going to seem like an eternity. And so mostly the purpose of it is to get used to making the presentation, and conveying your message. So it's not long at all. It's not supposed to induce a lot of stress for you because we all have enough of that going on.
Believe me, when I was going through your lesson earlier on, it seems stressful. Why? Because it seems complicated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does
but
seem complicated. That's why I'm going to be trying to ease some of that stress. I have you know, some of these videos that are online, they go so fast. And so one video that I'm going to be showing today, the man presenting it goes super fast, but with it, and you'll get the link. I want you watch the video while you attempt to make a project or get familiar with the program, because pause it's going to help a lot more. He just goes so fast, and even though I understand what he's talking about because I've done it, there's parts in it that if you don't know, then it's confusing. So as I find good resources, I will try to send them your way.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Um, let's see. We're going to talk about visual rhetoric first. This is just the things I'm sharing with you are just different ways to think about sharing information without so many words. It's like I said, it's the art of using visual elements like images, topography, and design to persuade and communicate ideas. It's images, like it says here, it's appealing to logic, emotion, and credibility. So when we talked about that, this class or the 101, English Composition 101, it's just those are the things that we need to concentrate on appealing to. And let's see, we have key concepts. Things that you need to remember. Everything that would make a presentation stick out in a good way is what you want. You don't want to have a lot of confusing um, graphics. You don't want to have some strange kind of color that distracts from your main point. Um, Pictures, you want pictures or illustrations um, that you can use to make an argument or evoke feelings. Um, Down at the bottom it says appeals. You definitely want to build credibility. And how do you do that? Through pictures, something that is professional looking. So you don't want to have the 3-year-old that thinks that they can color a picture for you and put it online and say, oh, this is cute. Now it needs to be professional. Um, Evoking emotion through compelling visuals. If you see an advertisement about something that's going on and you see someone laughing, you know that it's going to be a happy kind of maybe advertisement. But if there's someone with a tear running down their cheek, that is trying to show you that this is something sad or something that is concerning. So just by looking at the picture, you can tell how your emotions are going to be drawn to it. And then using logical arguments, I can speak, charts and data. Um, the charts, I found if you are going to include a data chart or something, there is many different websites that allow you to use their charts and you fill in your information. It was pretty neat to I kind of got lost in looking at things and part of me wanted to make a project myself. I'm still debating, but I'm not sure, but it would be fun to do. Nervous if I didn't know how to do it. So I can understand if somebody's nervous about doing it or concerned. It's 3 to 5 minutes is not very long. All right, I'm going to show you some examples of these. If I can get this. Okay. Mhm. Now my network is going slow, but getting it. Hmm. Oh, please pardon me. Oh, I don't like when I can't find something. But I'm not going to stress because I keep telling you all to not stress. So thank you for being patient. Um, hmm. Style. Let's see. Here's graphics. Coherence. Visual. Mhm. Visual. It's like half of it left. Okay, I found it. Thank you for your patience. Alrighty. Ah, see, no stress. Uh, I was stressing. Okay. Let me scroll down a bit. This just talks about what we were talking about. When we get to the bottom here, examples in practice, we have something like this. So we're looking at two different advertisements, kind of. There's one stuck to the bottom of this billboard, but most advertisements have images and text, and that's to persuade consumers, appealing to identity or emotion. So, not that I find buying tires is very exciting, but the vehicle that is at the bottom center there, the gentleman is smiling because he knows if he has good tires from this business that he is going to be having fun. And it says toughness you can trust. So if it just said toughness you can trust and then the name of the tires, that wouldn't be very exciting. It just would be kind of like, well, okay, tires, that's great. But with someone smiling and having fun like that, that is much more appealing to our eye. And then save our forest, plant trees. That was stuck to the bottom of it. I am going to show you a little video. Let's see, is it going to be down here? No, okay. Let's see if it'll,
Can I just say something?
yes.
Can I just comment on the first? I find it kind of confusing because it's toughness and then it says save our forest, plant trees.
Yeah.
Do those two things go together?
I personally don't think that they go together, because tires are rubber. I think maybe this was an add-on kind of sign, because there's like a little gap below it. So maybe someone decided to put that little advertisement on the bottom of it.
Sort of
Or
like a billboard,
yeah.
I suppose. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think those are two different advertisements. I think the one below is trying to take advantage of that colorful, that when when your eyes are attracted by the top advert, you you be forced to then read the next advert as well.
Yes. Yes, to see
Forced
what it
is the
says.
word.
Yes. Yes, and then see how he's happy, and it's like, oh yes, save our forest, plant trees. It makes us happy. So I think it's just stuck on there out of convenience. Not positive, but I think so. And people do that. I mean, it's a way to market, that's for sure. All right. I'm going to get, we'll see if I can play a video from here. Um, hmm. Well, my screen sharing ability is paused, but I'm going to get it up anyway, um, just in a minute here. Mhm. Okay, I found it, but I need to pause it. Whoop. Okay. You would think that I could do this a little bit easier because I've had how many weeks of doing this? But okay. All right. Here is another. It's wow. It's peak milk, and it's from, well, the 2010s, but I really liked it because the way that it shows that if you drink this milk that you can become whoever you want to be, and um that, oops, nope, not yet. That one's for later. And it's like it says, making an everyday symbol of aspiration. Um, oh, nope, trying to figure this one. It'll come. It'll happen. I'm getting frustrated, but I found it again. So,
No stress.
nope, no stress. We're not gonna have stress. Thank you. Uh, nope, I think it'll be just fine. Okay, I found it. Now I can share it. It went away before. Okay. Watch your volume. I don't know how it's going to come across on your end, but just give me just a second here. All right.
No volume.
Okay. So let's see, stop share. What did you notice about the video? It showed the boy and how he's growing up and he's drinking the milk and he aspires to be like a soccer player or we call that soccer. I'm not sure if it's called football. And so he's practicing. And then we have he's going to the store, I believe it was, and buying some milk. And goes home and he's drinking the milk. And he looks pretty happy. Next thing we see is the field with like they're depicting that he grew older and that he's on the field now and he's playing the game that he loves. Now we know that drinking that milk does not magically make a person a football player, soccer player. We know that it takes hard work, lots of time, lots of sweat, and somewhat of luck to get on a team. But this commercial is about, see, he goes back and he's visiting with them. Don't forget where you came from. And then it shows him saying hi to his mom again. That appeals to people. And then he's noticing the milk again. It's all about when, okay, let's see. He caught it again. But it's not about the milk making him great. He made himself great. However, it's saying if you drink this milk, that you will become strong and be amazing. So lots of messages in this one commercial, and it was very effective in the markets, and it's milk at its peak. So when they combine the two types of advertising together with the milk, the words right there, if that's all we saw was right there, we might think of the soccer or football. Do you call it soccer or football there?
Both, both.
Yeah. And then you might think of it with that jersey there, but this, if all this was an advertisement or something, that wouldn't be as effective as the video was at depicting how he drank milk, became strong, and became a superstar in his sport. So that was a very good way to Lost what I was going to say. Very good way to show that. Ooh, that jumps around. Okay. How do we know if something is professional? If something is professional, we can usually tell it's typed. It has sometimes it has color. The documents are like resumes or reports, and the information is organized clearly. So if we were to see this, we would know, oh, this is a professional document. It's not what's in it, it's how does it look. It looks nice. It's got details on the sides. It gives a little bit of an expanded explanation on the right. It does not have a goofy picture of her. It's a very nice professional looking picture. If we saw this, we know that, oh, this person's very professional. They have a nice resume. Okay, so if you were to see that symbol and it didn't have words on it, it looks like a stop sign. And that's another example of visual rhetoric. It's a command, and even if there's no words on it, there are students that don't think that they can read, either because, excuse me, because they're young and they haven't learned yet, or maybe they're behind and have a disability like autism maybe, and they're unsure that they can read. Well, they know what this says. If there was a symbol of a big M and it's yellow and it's kind of curved on the top, they would know that's McDonald's. So they're reading, they just don't know they're reading yet. So symbols such as this, they don't even necessarily have to have words on them for you to know what they are. Another visual rhetoric, we have a restaurant menu. It uses images of food, and the more appealing that they can make it, the more likely it is that people will order it. That seems a little excessive on the prices, but wow. And I don't know if it could be American dollars, but that's way too much money. The turkey. See how there's dishes all around it and it's all fancied up with a little sprig of green and all the pretty plates around it. There's the appetizers. I guess there's wow, I guess that's salad or chicken or something. It looks very appetizing. They made the pictures look fresh, made it look fresh. And then there's the beverages down below. They're all fancied up with different styles of glasses and fruit in them, little sprigs of this or that. So you can have, if all they had was a list of the main course, the appetizers, and the beverages, that would make the menu look quite boring. But add in some beautiful pictures and it makes it look like, oh, this is kind of a nice looking fancy place. I think we might be able to go here and spend a month's worth of income. It's crazy.
It looks Zimbabwean.
Oh yeah. It's
Do you agree, folks, with all the amounts there? And it looks very familiar.
oh my goodness. Well, that's a wow for a cheeseburger, $34. It's got to be the best cheeseburger in the entire world.
I think that menu looks more like um, room service, hotel room
Yes,
service.
yes. And I just, woof, that's quite a hot dog for $24 or some, oh my goodness. Anyway, um, it just, there are ways to include words or what your message is without using so many words. Let's keep going. I'm trying not to make anybody dizzy by going too fast. So don't forget logic, emotion, and credibility. They were trying to give that milk credibility by having that famous player, and I can't remember his name. I'm not that much into sports. Kind of endorse it.
Lots of calcium to make him strong, his bones and
Yes,
all that. Mm.
which he will need. Hello, Blessed. How are you?
I'm well, Professor. My apology to come late.
No worries. We're just chatting and talking about different things. Trying to get some ideas for our last project coming up.
All right. Thank you. I'll be catching up.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's see. We have after visual rhetoric, we've got infographics. Um, that I can share much easier.
I think of Charlie Chaplin.
Yes. All right. Okay. So when we have been writing for I guess 2 classes now, um, English Composition 1 and English Composition, Advanced English Composition 102, we've had a lot of information to share. When you come to a multimodal project, you can share a very large amount of information by using a graphic. So we're going to look at some examples. We have statistical graphic, and it shows an example would be in writing. It says a chart showing statistics on which type of music students prefer. This is not that. I just picked actual pictures or actual graphics. So this shares information. And the words do not make sense because this is from that website that you can pull the graphic off there and edit it. But this one is about statistics. So it shows 53%, 28%. Right here, we have 19%, 23%. And this would probably be explaining whatever this was. And these right here would be explaining as well. Much easier to read than 2 or 3 paragraphs about it. It's just at a glance. This is process. This is starting at like a graphic that says, okay, well, we talk about it. The next thing we would do is we would work on it. The next thing we would do is run it and analyze it. The next thing we would do is probably, this is saying we would test it. And the next thing we would watch and see how it does. And we would make our goal. So if this graphic was with an explanation, let's say it's written beside it, that would be an amazing graphic to use on how something is a process of doing it. Another example is comparison. We have the written one says about a car and a motorcycle, comparing them. But this graphic I thought explained it a little bit better. We have genetically modified and imported foods versus fresh and organic local foods. So they're stating all the facts, or not all, but a lot of facts right here about this kind, and they're stating all the facts over here about this kind. And it compares them in an easy chart, easy to read. I'm just from reading the chart and not reading any other information about it. You see how this over on the left side, the carrot, the broccoli, and the turnip or the beet, they're not in color. And over here, there's just bland colors. As opposed to over here, we have on the right-hand side, we have a red barn with growing plants. We've got the beet that is a beautiful color. The broccoli here, or I think that looks like bowling balls, but okay. That's in color, and the carrot is in color. I'm guessing that this one is an advertisement or a comparison on what is better. And it's stating that the fresh and organic local foods are much better for you. You can tell a lot by a picture. Okay, a timeline. We have a lot of data here. This was the one that I thought I could show you, even though it's easy to read the timeline here, what was in 2022, 23, 25, 26, and 29, looking into the future. They still do have a lot of information, and that's okay to have that. So if you have in your multimodal project, if you've got a timeline and you have to put a bunch of information, or you have any kind of other graphic, it is okay. You don't have to try to make a graphic that does not have words in it. Just something that might be easier to read the less words there are. Let's see, informational. This one talks about how a press release works. So this is pretty easy. Easy graphic to make with a background. You want to share a newsworthy company announcement. You prepare a press release. You distribute the press release. If journalists are interested in it, they'll get it, and your business receive coverage. I like that because it's easy. It has the little pictures, which are a little bit easier to remember, but then it explains what they are. So yes, there's still words with it, but it's a lot easier to read. List-based. If you wanted to make like a list of whatever your project is on and you wanted to do a list, this is pretty simple too. You could have, you don't have to do all the colors, it's fine, but Mars, okay, it's a cold place. Neptune, it's far away from Earth. Jupiter is the biggest planet, and Mercury, it's closest to the sun. I don't really know what these are for, but very nice. If you take out the check marks, take out the looks like clipboard things. This is very simple yet very effective. So if I list Mars and I have what it is, that would be kind of boring looking. But all they did was put a little box around it and add some color. Little box around Neptune, little box around Jupiter. It was just kind of nice to see something simple. And geographical. How about let's turn the graphic upside down and stick it on a presentation to your students. I don't know why it's upside down. I think it's trying to mess with me. But, oh, that's funny.
Mess with all of us.
Yes, yes. I've seen maps like that on purpose, and it does mess with me. So if you can imagine that this is right side up, Iceland, and it tells different things about, and it's in another language. One of, no, it's not in another language. That one's in another language. No, it's just that it's backwards and upside down. Beautiful. Anyway, you could have something in the middle and state the facts on the sides. Just popping out. And when you see the PowerPoint that I have, that'll make more sense. Well, that doesn't make any sense. It's upside down. And a visual resume. This does not have that girl at the top, but I thought this was interesting. Instead of just writing that she had all over hers, this person, instead of listing his skills as one line Photoshop, another line Illustrator, another line film, he put them in circles. Just kind of, it's a creative kind of thing, but that's what he did to make it look more visually appealing. Where he lives, he put a little house. His phone number, he put a little cell phone next to it. For his email address, he put a little envelope. It's the little things that can make something stand out as well. And interactive. Let's see if this works. No, not going to work. Okay. Well, instead of stressing, because we're trying not to, this was an interactive one that you can click on this infographic. And it starts with a video and tries to hook you, but that's okay. All right. So when you think of putting in a graphic in your multimodal project, think of how you can go as complicated as you want. But if this is your first project, I suggest doing something simple, doing something easy. You still need to get your message across, whatever your project is about, but just don't try to make it as hard as possible. All right. I have a couple more things. Okay, coherence. Okay. Coherence is just the way that things connect. together between sentences and paragraphs, making the text easy for the reader to follow. I believe we talked about transition words. That's where you can use some of the words when you're writing. See if you can refer back to those signal words that we used. Like however, therefore, in addition. For example is a good way to put it in like a graphic. You could say, for example, here's a graphic to explain. Repetition and synonyms. You can repeat key terms or use synonyms to keep the reader focused on the main idea. So there's many different ways to say the same thing. See if you can use some of those. Just some information, and I know you guys can read, so I'm not going to read all of this to you. This is the important part right here. Why coherence is important. For clarity, it helps the reader understand the ideas you want to express. So in each different scene or slide or presentation, you want to make your message clear. Continuity, it creates a sense of continuity, making the text feel connected rather than disjointed. So make it go smoothly, continuity. And efficiency. It helps the reader follow your reasoning without getting lost or confused. So efficient is when you open up the tabs on your computer and you have them ready to show to students in the Zoom classroom, which I did not do ahead of time. Oh gosh. Okay. Stop. Just some extra information. Okay. Style. Did I do style? Yes, I did. No, I did not. Okay. Okay. Everybody has their own style of writing. The way that they present whatever it is they're wanting to get across. But the people use different word choices, tone, and sentence structure and rhythm. It's the how of writing separate from the what, and it's shaped by the author's voice, purpose, and audience. So we have done these in either this class or the other class. Expository writing, persuasive writing, descriptive, narrative, and each of them goes into, or each of these key components of your writing style can go into any of those. Word choice, sentence structure, tone, voice, rhetorical techniques. Remember to think back in your classes about how you used some of these things in your essays. Types of writing styles. The expository explains, persuasive tries to have the reader take a particular viewpoint. Descriptive, that's a fun one. Using descriptive language. That is another place that you can use pictures or colors in your graphics. And why style is important. The style, it needs to fit the audience that you're conveying it to. So if you were doing a multimodal project to present to your congregation, you might want to think about, well, just down to the basics. What's the colors that we have in our church? Okay, we have green, black, and beige. I'm going to make my screen colors green, black, and beige. That matches what we have all around us. If you were trying to present something about a budget, you might want to make it have a graphic. Where does the offering go to? It goes here, and this is where we have our giving. And the next picture shows this is where our missions are, and show kind of like where a percent goes to each. For engagement, you could show pictures of real people, maybe in your congregation, that shows them doing work, serving, or maybe greeting people at the door. It's more of an emotional kind of connection. And so remember, wherever it is or whatever it's about, try to make the style fit who it's being presented to or your intended person. Because I'm going to be the one seeing it, but if you were to use what you make in your multimodal projects for something else, that would be good. Make it, so it's not just for school. This is a lot of information, and I'm trying to get it all out to you at once. It just seems like so much. Okay, I've got a video here. It's PowerPoint, on how to make a PowerPoint. It's the most simple one I could find. And like I said, the man speaks very... Oh, Juliet, welcome.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Thank
so...
you. I've been here. Let me in. I thought you had realized I was here. I came a little bit late, but I am excited to be here.
Oh, that is okay. Just it's all of these are recorded, so don't forget you can go listen to them again. And this is kind of a lot today. We're working on our multimodal projects, so I'm trying to share with everybody different parts of it, and it's just I feel like I need to slow down, but there's no time. So it's good to have you.
Thank you. It's well. I know I will say I will pick up. It's just that when I recovered my work, I was able to find the course on my students page. That kind of gave me a relief, because I know I can go through and be able to follow up.
Yay.
So I know I'll pick up. Thank you.
Yes, good. Okay. Well, as always, let me know if you have any questions or need anything. Okay. So I am sharing my screen, which is a video. And when you watch this, know that I will send you the link. You can pause it when you need to. It's what is it, 20 minutes. So when you are looking at it outside of class, because I'm not going to be pausing it, I don't think anyway, just know that you can pause it and maybe work on it on your own time, on your own pace. That's exactly what I would need to do. But the reason why I picked PowerPoint, not everybody has some sort of fancy video making app or program. I do not. So I always use PowerPoint. It's included in most of the Word programs. If you do not have PowerPoint and you just have some sort of slides or some other way to make a presentation, that works too. So don't think it's got to be PowerPoint. It's just what I am familiar with and what I think it would be the easiest. So, okay, watch your volume. I'm going to play this. Let me make it bigger. Okay.
Hi everyone, Kevin here. Today we are going to learn how to use Microsoft PowerPoint in under 20 minutes. With PowerPoint, you can create, edit, and share professional looking presentations so you can land your message. Let's start with how you can even get PowerPoint. To get PowerPoint, you can head to the following address, powerpoint.new. This will let you use PowerPoint for free in your web browser. This will drop you into a blank new presentation. If you would like to use the PowerPoint app, head to the following website. You can also click on the card in the top right-hand corner. On this page, click on the text that says Get Microsoft 365, and you'll see the various options available. When you launch PowerPoint, you'll land on the home screen, and this helps you get started. In the top left-hand corner, you can kick off a blank new presentation. To the right of that, you also have a number of different themes that you can start from. And it's well worth looking through here to see if one of these might match your needs. Right down here, you can view more themes, or over on the left-hand side, you can also click on New. They both go to the same place. And this will show you an exhaustive view of all of the different available templates and also themes. Let's click back into Home. Right here, we have a search field, so you can look for an existing presentation that you've worked on. And down below, you'll see all of your recent presentations, making it really quick to get back to work on your presentation. In the top left-hand corner, let's click into a blank new presentation. I use PayPal to buy this ticket, paying it off over time.
Sorry about that.
No interest. You know what else is no interest?
Skip.
Me. You can pay your
Nice.
Excuse me, sir.
Nice
The
commercial.
captain needs you back in the cockpit.
Oh, yeah, sir. This now drops us
Okay.
into a brand new presentation, and I have lots of work to do to get this ready. But before we start working on this presentation, in the top left-hand corner, let's click on this floppy disk icon to save the presentation. You can also press the shortcut key Control S. This opens up a save dialog, and I'll call my file the Kevin Cookie Company All Hands. Down below, you can choose a location for your file, and by default, it places it in OneDrive. I would recommend uploading it to Microsoft's cloud, or basically Microsoft servers. There are a few benefits to doing that. For one, it'll automatically save your presentation as you're working on it. You'll also be able to jump back to previous versions of your presentation, and it also makes it really easy to share it with others. Right down below, I'll click on Save. I'm now all ready to start working on my presentation, and here I can see my very first slide. Over on the left-hand side, I can see that I have one slide in my presentation. Right over here, I'll click to add my title, and I want to build out an all hands deck for the Kevin Cookie Company. I'll title it All Hands, and for the subtitle, I'll type in Kevin Cookie Company. Of course, I need more slides. To add another slide, over on the left-hand side of the ribbon under the Home tab, there's the option to add a new slide. I'll click on this, and this inserts the second slide into my presentation. If I hover over this, you'll see that the shortcut key to add a new slide is Control M. I'll press Control M, and that adds yet another slide. I can also click down here, and you'll see this line appear. I can press Enter on my keyboard, and that will also add a slide. You might have noticed that the slide layout is a little bit different on this slide compared to my very first slide. As I insert a slide, you can always click on this drop down, and here you can select your layout up front, but you can also change it retroactively. Up here, I'll click on this icon, and this allows me to change the layout. I'll select this one with the section header, and that now changes the layout. I now want to start building out an outline for my deck. To navigate up my slides, I can click on the up arrow, and that'll move me up, or I can also move down throughout my slides. Right up here, I want to add a slide where we talk about the customer feedback that we've been hearing here. It's not entirely positive, but it's worth mentioning. On the next slide, I want to discuss opening the new factory. I'll add a slide for that. And right here, this will be the last slide, and we'll say thank you. Now, on second thought, we should probably also discuss the revenue numbers that we've seen here the last year. To add a new slide in between, I can place my cursor right here and click, and then hit the Enter key, and that adds another new slide. And for this, let's title this Revenue. Looking at my outline here, we start with customer feedback, and unfortunately, that's not entirely positive, so perhaps it makes sense to move this to the end of the presentation. To move a slide, I can simply press and hold on it, and I can move it to a new position. I can also press the Control key to select multiple slides, and I can move multiple slides at once. You can also press the Shift key to select multiple slides. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, you can also click into the slide sorter. And here too, you can also move slides around to match exactly how you want your presentation to appear. Down below, let's click back into the normal view. Back in the main view, I've been thinking a little bit more about this customer feedback, and it is unfortunately negative, and I don't know if I want management to see that. What they don't know can't hurt them. I can right-click on this item, and here's the option to delete the slide. I could also simply press the Delete key on my keyboard, and that removes the slide altogether. Now that I've finished my outline, I am ready to apply a theme. Otherwise, things will just look a little bit too bland. Up on the top tabs, let's click into the option titled Design. And here I can select any one of these themes. When I hover over it, I can preview it down below on my presentation. I can click on this icon and I can view the full set of different themes. Now, this one titled Organic is very appropriate because we only use organic ingredients here at the Kevin Cookie Company. I'll select this option. Over on the right-hand side, there's another category titled Variants, and here I can apply different variants of this theme. This applies a slightly darker background, or maybe here a little bit lighter, all these different options. If I want to jump back to another theme at any point, I can expand this category, and here I can very quickly change it. Or I can even go back to the base theme by clicking on this one right here, and we're right back to where I started from. Over on the right-hand side, you can also adjust the slide size. You can also format the background, so you can set the background to wherever you want it to be. And one of my favorites, in the top right-hand corner, there's an option called Designer. I'll click onto my first slide with all hands, and then let's click on Designer. This will look at the content of the slide and recommend a design based on it. So here we see that the slide says all hands, and here it's recommending different designs that incorporate hands. It's pretty clever. I'll choose this first one where the hands are raising in the air. My manager will really like that touch. And look at that. That looks really slick. Here, the hands raise up in the air. That's nice. In the top right-hand corner, I'll close this out. I think I'd like to build out my very own theme. Now, I could go through each individual slide and try to apply a theme, but that'll take a lot of work. Instead, up on top, let's click on the View tab, and right here, there's an option called Slide Master. Let's click on that. Over on the left-hand side, I see all the different layouts, and at the very top, I see the root layout. Any changes that I make here will carry through to every single slide throughout my presentation. Here, I can adjust things like the colors. I can adjust the fonts, the effects, the background styles. Let me select this gray gradient background. I'll move PowerPoint over, and you can even drag in images. I'll pull in the logo for the Kevin Cookie Company. And here I can click on these handles to resize the logo. I think that's a good size, and I'll place it right here alongside the title. I think this slide master looks good. Right up on top, make sure you're in Slide Master, and then you can close out of this view. And just like that, it has now applied this style to all of the different slides in my presentation. And here's the true magic. I can now insert a new slide, and look at that. It automatically uses that image and that background. I'll delete this slide. I now want to start adding some content to my presentation. I'll go to my second slide for the new factory, and here I can enter in some text. I'll paste in some details of the new factory. Now, of course, this is just a bulleted list, and it's a little bit dense. I can make it more visual. I'll highlight all of this text, and on the Home tab in the center, there's an icon for Smart Art. This will turn it into a visual. I'll click on this, and I see all these different options for Smart Art. You can simply hover over them, and you can preview what it'll look like. I'll select, let's go with this option right here. With this option selected, I now get two new tabs up on top. Here I have Smart Art Design and also Format. If I click into Design here, I can adjust the look and feel. I can also change the colors. Let me click into Colors, and I like this one right here. I think that goes along nicely with our logo. Over on the left-hand side, I could also add additional bullets. For example, our general manager of this factory, who else could it be but Cookie Monster? I'll type that in. This now looks really good. I'll select this object and move it over to the left-hand side. This is highly sensitive information on this slide, and I want to make sure that everyone knows that this is confidential. Up on top, let's click on the Insert tab, and you can insert all sorts of different items directly onto your slide. You can insert a table, you could insert pictures, you can insert shapes, icons. Here, you can even insert audio and video under media. So there are all sorts of different items that you can place on your slide. Now, I just want some basic text. I'll click on text box, and then I can click anywhere on my slide. I'll click here, and then I could type in the text confidential. With this object selected, up on the Home tab here, I could adjust things like the font. Now, I want to make sure that everyone takes this seriously, so there's no better font than Comic Sans. Here, I could also adjust the font size. Let's make it really large, maybe 72. And here, I can even adjust the color. Now, up on top, I also have shape format, and here I could adjust all sorts of different settings related to this object. I can also click on this icon, and this opens up a pane on the right-hand side that exposes all of the different settings. Currently, I'm in text options. Here I can click on color, and let's say I apply some transparency to it, just so it sits on top of the content, but it's not the main focus. That looks about right. I'll close this out, and here I can also rotate the text, and let's place it right on top of the slide. As I move the text object around, you'll see these guidelines appear that help me align this text on the slide. So here it's perfectly center and middle aligned. I think this slide could also use some pictures of the new factory. Up on top, I'll click on Insert, and then let's click on Pictures. You have a few different options. You could pull pictures in from this device, stock images, or also online images. I'll select stock images. And right up on top, you have all sorts of different categories of stock images, but I just want a basic picture of a factory. I'll type that in. I like this picture of people working and this exterior shot. They both look good. I'll click on Insert. This now inserts the two photos onto my slide. Now I can reposition these and adjust these. With these images selected up on top, I have picture formatting controls. And I can do all sorts of things like adjust the color. I can also apply different artistic effects. Here you have different picture styles. But I'd rather have Designer just do it for me. I'll select both of these pictures and press Ctrl X. Next, I will insert a new slide by pressing Enter, and here I'll paste the two pictures onto this slide. On the Home tab, let's go over and click on Designer, and let's see what it comes up with. Look at these. These are some fancy designs. I like this one where it's cut out on the edge. I'll click on that, and here that's now changed both my photos. I can now cut this, and I can now bring it back to slide number 2 and paste it in. And that looks really nice. I couldn't have done that on my own. One problem is my confidential text now sits under the photo. If someone shared this, I couldn't blame them. That's because this text is a lower layer. I can right click on it, and I can now bring that to the front. Up on top, I can also click into Shape Format, and there's something called the Selection pane. I'll click on that, and here I see all the different objects on my slide. Whatever item is on top is on the topmost layer. That's the confidential text. Here, if I move it to the bottom, it now sits under everything, and here I can move it to the top. Now, on second thought, as I'm working on this presentation, I don't know if I need to be able to see this text until I'm all done. Over here, I can click on this icon, and that'll hide that object. That looks fine for now. I'll close out of this pane. This slide contains a lot of information, and when I present it, I just want to talk about each item individually. We can use an animation to bring in each one at a time. Let's click on animations up on top, and then I'll select this object, and I can choose my animation. I want it to fade in. I'll select this, but currently it just all fades in at once. Over here, I can click on Effect Options, and here I can have it fade in one by one. So here it'll bring in one, then the next, and then the next, and they'll fade in on click. Over on the left-hand side, I see this star icon indicating that I have an animation on this slide. You can pull off all sorts of fancy animations in PowerPoint. If you're interested in going deep on animations, be sure to check out the video in the top right-hand corner. Over on the left-hand side, let's click slide number 3 and delete it. And here I'm now on the revenue slide. Up above, let's click on Insert, and right in the center, you can also insert a chart directly onto your PowerPoint slide. You can bring in a chart from Excel, or you can make it directly within PowerPoint. You have all the different charting options that you would find in Excel. I'll insert a column chart and then click on OK. This inserts my column chart, and I get a mini version of Excel directly within PowerPoint. Here, I'll change it to look just at this first column. And over here, I'll close this out. And right up for the Series 1, let me change this to Cookie Revenue in Millions. Now, up above with this chart item selected, here you can add different chart elements. You could adjust the layout, you can change the colors, and you could also change the chart style. Just like with all the other objects that we've seen, you can customize an object to your heart's content. We had such fantastic results in Q4, and I want to make sure to draw attention to that. Up on the top tabs, let's click on Insert and then click on Shapes, and here I'll insert an oval. To make it a perfect circle, press the Shift key and then drag, and here I get a perfect circle. I think that looks good. With this object selected, let's go to the Formatting Controls, Shape Fill, and here I'll select No Fill. Then let's click on Shape Outline, and I'll click on the eyedropper, and I can take a color from anywhere else on my slide. I'll take this yellow color from my logo. I'll click there, and that applies it to this circle. Right up above, I'll click on Shape Outline again, and let's add some more weight. Let's increase it to maybe 6, just so it really stands out. Now people won't miss that we set a new record. I want to make sure that no one misses these great results, and I think the morph transition can help me really call this out. Up on top, let's click on the Transitions tab, and there are all sorts of different transitions that you can apply between slides, but a very special one is called Morph. To use Morph, let's right-click on this slide and then go down to Duplicate. I now have 2 identical versions of this slide. Over on the right-hand side, let's close out of this pane. On slide number 3, I'll press the Control key and then move my mouse wheel out so I zoom out. You can also use this zoom control in the bottom right-hand corner. And here I'll take the oval while pressing the Shift key and I'll expand it so it's larger than the slide. I'll zoom out a little bit more and let me zoom out. And then on this slide, let me click on this morph icon. Now it'll morph from that larger circle to the smaller circle. So with morph, it'll look at where the object is on this previous slide. It's this large size, and then it'll morph down or shrink down to this smaller size. So let's preview what this looks like. Here, as I call that out, it'll zoom in on this point, so that way no one will miss it. Up on the top ribbon, over on the right-hand side, I have all sorts of different controls that I can use to modify morph. For example, maybe I want it to take a little bit more time, so I could increase the duration. If you want to learn about all the different fancy ways that you could use morph, be sure to check out the video in the top right-hand corner. While I'm presenting, I also want to make sure that I call out that we're going to celebrate this milestone. Down at the very bottom, I have this one icon that says Notes, and I can click on that, and that toggles on Notes at the bottom. I can hover over this line, and I can expand the space for my notes. And here I'll type in some text to make sure that I tell the org to celebrate this milestone. You could press the Control key with your mouse wheel, and you can zoom in or out on your notes to make it easier to read. Here I can minimize notes again, or here I can toggle it away. I'd really like for my teammates to come in and review this deck before I share it out with the organization. In the top right-hand corner, I can click on this share icon, and I have a few different options, but I'll click on the first one titled share. This opens up a dialog where I can type in email addresses to share with, and right up here, I can also set the permissions. Once I'm all done, I can click on send, and this will send out a copy of the presentation. Once I share this presentation with others, up on the top tabs, I can click on insert, and over here, I can insert a comment. So this way we can have a conversation about this presentation, and I can even mention different people in my organization. Here, I'll simply enter, let me know what you think, and then send this out. Here, I'll close out of this pane. I feel like I'm all ready to present this presentation now. Up on the top tabs, let's click on the option titled Slideshow. And right here, there's an option called Rehearse with Coach. This is well worth trying out. This allows you to run through your presentation and it'll give you feedback on how you present. It'll even give you a very handy report at the end. Once you're ready to share your slides, over on the left-hand side, you can start presenting from the beginning or the current slide. A helpful shortcut key, you can press F5 to start presenting. I'll click on this. This now opens up my presentation. When I move my mouse, I see various controls on the bottom. I can also right-click my mouse, and I can also see all of those same controls. For instance, let's say I want to open up a laser pointer. I could go down to pointer options and select laser pointer, and I could then move that around the slide. To exit presentation mode, simply press the escape key. If you have two monitors, you'll see an experience that looks like this, where you'll see the current slide that your audience can see here. You have all of your different controls down below. Say, for example, you want to open up the laser pointer. Over on the right-hand side, you see the next slide coming up, and here you'll see all of your different meeting notes that you attached to the slide. Here too, I can also end the slideshow. Along with presenting your presentation live, you can also pre-record it. Up on the top tabs, click on the Record tab. And here you can start recording from the beginning. When you click on this, this opens up the record interface. Here, you'll see all of your notes up above, and you can even turn on a teleprompter to scroll through your notes. Down below, you'll see the current slide, and you also have various annotation tools. Once you're ready to record, you can simply click on this red record button, and this will now record your presentation. Once you're done, you can stop, then click on export, and you can export your presentation as an MP4. All right, well, that was a quick look at how you can get started using PowerPoint. One important thing to keep in mind, the PowerPoint presentation complements your presentation and helps you convey and land your key message. The PowerPoint itself should not be the center of attention or the focus. To watch more videos like this,
Oh. Okay, that was long and it was fast. There was some good information in there, and there was some information that probably we wouldn't need. But I'm just trying to give you reference to use if you need to. There are some other PowerPoint videos on YouTube out there. If you want to search around for a easy way to do one, you feel free. But like I said, only 3 to 5 minutes for a video. And hopefully that will not, hopefully that will be easy and not too difficult. So, how many questions do we have? Everybody fell asleep. Just kidding.
No,
That was a lot.
I've got one.
Yes.
Okay. So we just do one. We choose one, and that's what we'll present.
Correct.
Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
Choose
you.
one. Yep, and it can be simple. Does not have to have all of the things that I showed today. Definitely does not. Pick a couple things that you'd like to highlight and put a picture in there. If you can find a moving graphic, put one of those in there. Use your colors. Just something to make it more than just writing an essay. Make it interesting, and you can even have fun with it if you want. And there's a way to, like you said, do a voiceover if you want. I'm not sure if everybody has the ability to put music in there. My 13-year-old knows how. I don't know how. So just just have fun with it. See if you can have fun with it. And don't stress. This is week 7 and it's due week 10. So you've got a long time to work on it. Anybody else have any questions? No? Walter, I see that you made it. You made it all the way to the end. Good for you. I'm very glad, and I'm glad that everybody was able to join.
Yeah, I'm grateful, but I kept on going in and out, but still, I thank God I the network sustained to the end, and thank you for this. And I think the reason why we do not have a lot of questions, in as much as we have them,
It's a lot. That was a
I
lot.
think in our own time, we'll go through this again,
Yes.
the videos again, and then from there, um,
You might
come up
find
with something.
questions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the question that I have actually is, can we do like the peer review again? Can we send you or send one another
Yes.
after we come, for
Yes.
comments?
Yes, it would be peer review is always a good idea. And just give some nobody I don't think anybody here really knows everything about how to do a PowerPoint or to do a slide deck. Um, but if you have hints or tips on how to do that, share it with the person that you're doing the peer review with, because we can all learn all the time. So that's a great idea, Walter. Okay, so when you do have questions, and I'm not saying if, I'm saying when you do, email me and I will do the best that I can to help you. I will either get the all of this information out to you either today or this evening for you guys, or I will be doing that on Monday. So I hope everybody has a beautiful Sunday and that you sleep well tonight. And would anybody like to close us in prayer? Mm, Well, I certainly can do that. But yeah, anytime you guys need to, I am available for you. Lord, thank you for the time we've had together today. Thank you for the focus you gave us, the patience you built in us, and the strength to keep learning, even when life feels heavy or distracting. As we leave, guide our steps, protect our minds, and help us carry what we learned into the rest of our evening. Give us peace, wisdom, and the courage to keep moving forward, one step at a time. Bless each person here and bring us back safely next time. In your name we pray, amen.
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 Thank you so much, Professor.
Amen.
Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, and have
You
a
too.
great day.
You too. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Very
Bye-bye, everyone.
interesting and challenging.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, that's a lot of information, very challenging. But I'll try to break it down even more.
Thank you,
Thank
Prof.
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Beautiful week ahead.
You too, for sure.